What is up, Husky Basshead? So, working on a little bit different project today. Gonna be working on the Tundra. I know you guys haven't seen this truck yet. Maybe I'll do a video with an overview of the system that's in it. But today what we're gonna be doing is swapping out this amplifier case. This is what housed the, I have two amplifiers that run the subs in this blow through. And I had to pull them out for testing purposes and realized I probably just wanted to redo this whole thing. Like, it was my first time trying to use plexi. It came out okay, but not the greatest. Like, I had some holes that I had to cover up. You can see the plexiglass actually broke in a couple of places. You know, it was a good first try, but I think I want something a little less clunky looking, right? Like, we're just not making very good use of our space here. I think I could probably use just this, just here back. I doubt, I don't even think I need this part. And another problem I have with it is this sticks out. And I've had multiple kids get back in this back seat, my own kids and their friends, and they'll cut themselves on this plexiglass. So I think it's time to try something a little bit different. So let me show you what we are gonna do. We're going for something a little bit more simple, like what's in this car. Just a piece of wood with the amp and a fan. About as simple as it gets. So what we got working with here is this right here. Here are the two amps that we got. Two of these old Wolfram C2400s. I love those things. Those things were cheap when they first came out. Can't find them now. And have had no problems with them. I mean, those things have been putting out power for years now. Anyway, love those things. Then I got this spare piece of MDF. I think we're just gonna cut it off right there and kind of back here and just use this under that driver's side seat just like that. Maybe mount the fan right here. Have all my fuses and stuff over there. Just make it a lot simpler. Take up a little bit less room. And then we'll probably cover it with some fur or something, I don't know. But anyway, that's the plan. See how I'm gonna decide the shape of this new mounting rack here. All I did, took the old piece off, the old amp rack, and I laid it over my spare piece here with the edges lined up here on the side and here on the front. And then I just traced out what I'm gonna need. There's the back edge, there's the mounting hole. In case you guys were wondering, this mounts to what holds the seatbelt down. That's what holds the rack in place. And then whatever is left on that side is just gonna be, what it is. You know, we got 2 cuts to make. This one, that one, and that one. So I suppose 3 cuts. Then that'll give us something pretty similar to this shape. So it's not perfect. I have to probably just chip that off of there. But it'll get the job done, because what we're gonna do is just cover this in fur. So I mean, we probably didn't even have to bevel it, because you're not gonna see that bevel, but it'll give us a little bit easier surface so we don't have that just hard corner to glue. But that's basically what it's gonna look like. We still gotta drill that out, but that's what it's gonna look like, and it's much smaller than what was on there before. So I think I'm gonna like this better. So like I said, guys, you always wanna test fit before you paint or mount anything. I mean, wouldn't it be a pain in the butt to get this all finished only to put it in there and realize that it doesn't fit? But it looks like we're okay. I mean, this sticks out a little further than I was wanting it to, but not a big deal. That's where that mounting hole is going to be. Got plenty of room on the back side. Then when you put the seat down, you're going to end up with something like that. So it only comes out past the seat just a little bit, but not enough for me to be too worried about it. And then I'm not taking up any room on this other side. So I'm overall happy with this for sure. All right, guys, so now what we got to do is cover that or finish it with either some paint or something like that, is what I've done in the past. We don't want that just raw MDF look. I think I'm going to carpet it though. So that's what we got there, and I'm going to cover it with that stuff right there. That fuzzy, furry stuff. Same stuff I put on the headliner in my car. And so this is what we're going to be using. The Super 77, and then we're going to staple gun the back of it. So here's a quick view of what that's going to look like in there. You can see what I mean when that's how I mounted that to that with that seat belt hold down bolt right there. I mean, that's enough to hold it in place. I mean, that thing's going to stay there. That's what was holding the old rack in there. So it'll definitely hold that one in there. All right, let's get everything loaded back in place where we want it. Okay guys, so you get the basic idea of how this is going to go. Let me kind of show you what we got and kind of what I'm thinking. So got the 2 amps here. Obviously, I don't know if you saw, but I put little spacers underneath them. It's because I put a light on the back side of the amp. Now if it's going to shine through with this fur, I don't know. We got our fan right here blowing right across there. We got our speaker terminal there. We got these 2 ones coming in from the box, and then I can attach my 2 from the amp right here. We got our ground bus bar, and we got our fuse block. So everything's kind of tight, but that was kind of what I was going for. See, and then it fits real nice right up under there like that. So all we got to do now, we got power runs coming in from that back battery. We got the ground runs. We're going to run all that into the bus bar system here, and then just start plugging stuff up. We already got our wires run. We just got to start plugging it all in. Power and ground. We got these 2 amps strapped. As you can see, those speaker terminals run to this, and then those 2 speaker wires run off into the box. Last thing we got to do is figure out this mess of wires right here. I know these 2 were to some neon lights that I had back in that box as well. They kind of go through the back wall there, but some of these other ones go to the fan and go to the remote turn on for my amps that I have all on switches up here. Like for instance, this one turns on the bass amps. This one was used to turn on the fan. And I can't really remember which wire is which. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a conduction tester to figure it out. I'm going to turn this on. Now that one should be to my remote wire. I've got my conduction tester right here. This should be working. Grounded. Because I don't have this thing fused, that might be why. Oh, yep, there we go. See? So apparently that's not a very good about this one. There we go. That's something. But now I don't know what it is. Turn the fan off. Nope. That one was to the fan. What's this one? Where's my... Well, anyway, you guys get the idea. I'm gonna just run through those switches and try to figure out which wire goes to what using my conduction tester. So obviously I got some work to do here to try to sort this out, but that's how I'm gonna go about doing it. All right guys, so finally getting to the self-cooling part of this build. I'll kind of walk you through how this setup is, then I'll kind of talk you through a problem that I had. So basically what we have is our Atwood fan. I think that's a 4-incher pointing right there. And then I mounted this thermostat. Don't mind all this. I don't have these finished yet because of testing purposes. I got this thermostat wired right there. That way I don't have to turn the switch on and off to get my fans going. It will monitor it and do it itself. Now, I have another one. This is basically how you wire this thing. It's pretty simple. This side is the power in and out, red and black, power ground. And this side is the power, this is the power in, this is the power out. So this is what powers the device coming from your 12-volt source. And then this is what sends power out to your fan. So basically, I've got the common ground, right? Because a ground is a ground, going to my ground block right there. Then here, I've got 12 volt going up to a switch in the front. And then here, I've got power going to my fan. So basically, this reads temperature. Once it detects the maximum temperature that you want your thermostat to reach, it will send power to your fan and turn your fan on. And then once the temperature comes back down to another set point that you have decided, then the fan will shut itself off. So the way I turn this whole thing on, I've got a switch right here. See, now it's on. That's reading 38.9 degrees. Now the issue that I was having, that I was talking about, was every single time I would connect this lead, the fan would turn on. Even though I didn't feel like it was hot enough to be doing that, right? And it picks that up because there's a sensor. There's a little sensor probe thing, right? That's how it picks up the temperature. Well, as you can see, I'm wearing a hoodie. It's like 40 something degrees Fahrenheit out here. And so it is not hot. Like, these are not hot. These have been sitting all day, or all night, excuse me. It's like 9 in the morning. These are cold to the touch. Like, I feel like I should have gloves on. It's cold out here. Well, then I also noticed it is not, well, this thing is supposed to be measuring in Celsius, right? It says right there, Celsius. It is not 38.4 degrees Celsius out right now. No way, right? That would be like, I don't know. I have to do my math to check myself, but that's like 80 degrees, 90 degrees. It is not 90 degrees out here, not even close. And so I had this set at like a max point of 40 degrees with a cutoff point of 30 degrees, thinking that it was in Celsius. Well, it's not. It just simply isn't. This is reading in Fahrenheit. I don't know why, because that says Celsius. And this is about how cold it is out right now. It's like 40 degrees out here. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. But let me kind of give you guys a demonstration of how this works. You can see I've got my max point set at 105. And I've got my fan turn-off point at 80. So the idea is those amps get up to 105 degrees. The fans turn on until they cool back down to 80 degrees, then the fan turns off. That's the idea anyway. Okay, so I don't know if that's a good place to be able to see that. Well, you can see the temperature readout anyway. The fan is right there, and my probe is right here. Let's see if we can, let's get this to where we can see what we're doing here a little bit better. Okay, so I've got a heat gun right here that I'm going to be using to heat up this probe, and we're going to watch the temperature climb. We're going to watch the temperature right here climb. Then as soon as that fan turns on, I'm going to put this probe in front of that fan, and we're going to watch the temperature drop. So let's see if this works the way it's supposed to. Okay, temperature's going up. There we go, see? Fan turned on. Okay, we're still pretty hot. So let's put this probe in front of that fan. Cooling back down. 80 degrees, and it shut off. So it works the way it's supposed to. Again, I don't know why that is reading not in Celsius, but whatever, I don't really care. My temperature makes more sense to me in Fahrenheit anyway, so I'll know what I'm looking at when I look at it. But that's how that's gonna go. Now the last thing we need to do is just clean up all these wires, heat shrink them, get everything tucked away, and then the amp rack will be pretty much finished. Okay guys, well, the amp rack is finished and it's self-cooling. So let me show you what we ended up with here. So that's what she looks like. Fits right under that seat that folds down. Tucked away nice and neat. Still got plenty of room for your feet. Got that thermostat right there. Okay, kind of taped that down just because this was not long enough. This probe wire was not long enough to run in the back. So I just kind of have it draped here. Not the greatest looking thing in the world, but that's all right. And I have it here because what I didn't want was to put the probe right here, then just have the fan cool the probe down without actually cooling the amps down. So I put the probe about as far away from the fan as possible. That way I know if it's cool over here, it's cool everywhere else. We got our wires tucked up back there. Definitely not the cleanest wiring job you've ever seen, but not the dirtiest either. I mean, everything's tucked up out of the way and somewhat organized. If you're wondering what this is, I tried to do a piping system from the AC under the seat here. It didn't really work out. I've just been too lazy to remove that. And if you're wondering what this is, these are some other wires to another thermostat that I tried to do this with. You guys might recognize that. That's the SMD version. Now, I'm not trying to talk crap or nothing, but I never could get that thing to work right. Ever. I mean, I would set the thermostat on it and I would kind of get it to work, and then every time I shut the truck off, it would just reset itself. To the point that it's mounted on the dash, but it never was hooked up, ever. And that thing's like $100. This, I got like in a 5-pack. I mean, this thing was like a couple dollars a piece, I think. I bought it a long time ago, so I don't exactly remember what I paid for it, but it does the same exact thing and it works properly. Again, I'm not trying to talk crap or nothing. maybe it was user error, but like I said, like I've said in other videos, man, if you can save money somewhere and get the same value, then why not do that? You know, that thing might not be as pretty as this SMD one. You know, it might not look as cool, but it's a small fraction of the price, and it does the exact same thing. So to me, it's a better buy. Anyway, that's the video, guys. Got the new fuzzy amp rack under the Toyota Tundra. Everything works the way I wanted it to. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Very grateful for you guys watching my videos. If you could subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. And as always, play your music loud, because they ain't gonna hear you if you don't.